Hello, mate. They can't hear us at the moment, but I'm actually streaming F1 for another league on the Motive channel. They can't hear us, don't worry, I've just turned it off. What's your stance, man? Because the ball is like, the championship pendulum is literally in your hands. Well, alright. Right, that's no worries then. In that case, to me, from the outside of the car, the stream point of view, it looks like a slam dunk 10-pointer. However, because he gave the position back, it's a 5-point. And I know technically him giving the position back means absolutely jack, because you had massive damage, so he was able to pass you straight away. I get that. So obviously it's a slam dunk 5-pointer, in my opinion. The only thing that could exonerate him is his onboard, so the procedure is going to be, I'm just going to ask him for his onboard. If he can't provide the onboard, or if his onboard doesn't kind of like get him out of jail, then obviously it'll just be a 5-point penalty. And that'll be the long and short of it. Yeah, it's not so much the intention, it's more of the result. And the result was that you did get the position back initially. I don't know, because we've only got like a couple more stewards. I think there's Luke van der Streets, and Freeman can't get involved obviously because he's in the championship battle, so he can't be involved in the inquiry. So I'm gonna have to head this one up. But yeah, I was expecting you to put one in, because it looked like he just slam dunk took you out. You were more than capable of defending that position for the whole race. I think you looked like quite comfortable, and although he was all over you for the corners, down the straights you were just comfortable. Yeah, he couldn't. He had no answer to you down the straights. Just make sure that I'm not on. Like, I can't hear us on the stream. I don't think they can. Yeah, he couldn't. He had no answer. Oh shit, they can. Oh, for God's sake, man. What? I turned it off. How does that happen? I turned it off. I did. Odyssey, sharing and broadcast settings. Share party audio off. What do I have to do, man? Oh, they can hear me. They can't hear you. They can hear me, not you. Check 1 2 3, audio check. Check. Oh, hey, welcome along ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go racing here at Austria for the XL F1 League. If you like what you see, guys, drop a like. If you're watching this after the race, drivers who were in this race, I hope I do you justice here in this one. Why has it just copied my description? I copied the link. Oh, come on! As here we go. Lights are out. Lights are on. We're about to go racing here. Lights out. Away we go. And it's a good start there from Tree Monkey Page. Looks like he's got the jump here on Horatio up towards turn 1 as we look down the back of the pack. But currently we're looking at the front here. We've got Horatio around the outside. Looks like he held onto the lead, but Tree Monkey Page has got him. Oh no! A big crash in the background there. Massive crash coming out of turn 1. Double wave yellow flags through sector 1. Derby Bay involved. Polish my balls also. Looks like Cart's got caught up in that a little bit there. Paul Cott didn't even get off the line and is off and running once again there in P18 in last place. Tree Monkey Page and Horatio side by side down the hill towards turn 3 though. What's going to happen here is Horatio looks like he's got that pole position back here and leads the race coming up onto the brakes as now we've got Bennett looking down the inside of Tree Monkey Page and gets the move done. Almost taps Horatio in the back there. Oh, bit of contact there between Bennett and Tree Monkey Page. Tree Monkey Page is off there down towards P6 there. He's dropping back into the mid pack now. Tree Monkey Page not where they needed at all. Bit of contact there between himself and Bennett up into P2 in this race. Blocker there third with Viper Daniel. There's Danny Din in 6th place with Tree Monkey Page down to P7 in this race. Got Sam all over the back of him. There's Mark Bode Malky completing the top 10. Then you got Soph Andrew Pittsmith and M Harry in. Oh no, M Harry's dropped back there to 14th as we see there Carts and Derby Bay in all sorts of problems. Carts there down to 7th place. He was the one losing it. I thought for a second it was M Harry and oh my goodness me, there's so much action going on now as we see cars everywhere. What's going on here? I think somebody else dropped down to the back there. Was it? I thought it was. Maybe not. A couple of drivers coming into the pits there. I saw lots of position changes and lots of damage here on this opening lap. Tree Monkey Page, Andrew Pittsmith and Carts all in the pits here at the end of lap 1. Horatio leads coming in towards turn 2 on lap 2 ahead of Bennett LCFC. Double wave yellows through sector 1. Not sure what that's about. Malky's got a move done on Soph up into 8th and now looks as though Nobby Bootneck, what a name, is looking all over the back of Soph here up towards turn 3. That's like an auto-generated name, isn't it? Nobby Bootneck as we see there. Still trying to get it done on Soph. Soph holding the position down towards turn 3. Tree Monkey Page has been disqualified. He's been disqualified. He's out of the race. Wow. Tree Monkey Page is out of the race. So that's obviously massively unfortunate there for him as we see there Andrew Pittsmith and Carts getting ahead of him, but Tree Monkey Page out in the early stages. Horatio leads ahead of Bennett, Blocker there third, followed by Viper. Danny Din, there's Daniel in 6th place. Good drive so far from Daniel. Sand there in 7th, that's got Malky not too far behind. So still keeping Nobby Bootneck at bay just about. M Harry there in 11th with Derby Bay. There's Mark Bow and Paul Cobb batting out over 13th and 14th places to 2 Red Bull teammates, not having the night at all. Bennett set the fastest lap of the race there and started to close the gap here to Horatio on that last lap. Bennett LCSC drove a hell of a race at Silverstone on Monday night for the Realistic League, went from 14th to 3rd in the Realistic League, driving an Alfa Romeo, no mean feat when you've got realistic car performance on. He's really running in Horatio at this point, 7/10 between these two, coming through the DRS zone, but the DRS will be open first time on this lap, and Bennett's going to experience that closing speed, but he's a little bit too far back to make the move coming into turn 3. Blocker there just behind. There's Viper there dropping off the back of these guys a little bit. It's got Danny Din close for company here in 4th and 5th places. Nobby Bootneck still can't get it done on Soph coming down towards turn 3. He's always going to go for a late lunge, and Soph just about holds on to that one. Bit of a tap there in the rear from Nobby, and now M Harry gets his way through up ahead of Nobby up into 10th place. And can Nobby hold on here ahead of Derby Bay? No, Derby Bay's down the inside up into 11th place as well. So Nobby Bootneck tapped Soph in the rear and was trying to go up to 9th, ended up losing a couple of places down to 12th. So Nobby not having the best couple of corners there. We've got Horatio still leading the race ahead of Bennett. These two separated by 8/10 of a second, coming over the line to start lap 4. Fastest up in the race there from Blocker, as he's keeping very much on the tabs of Bennett and Horatio at the moment. Viper dropping off of these, has still got Danny Din all over the back of him there. M Harry's made the move on Soph up into 9th place, down the start finish straight. DRS open for M Harry, and looks as though Derby Bay's trying to follow him through here. Derby Bay gets the move done on Soph up into 10th, but Soph's trying to hold it around the outside. They're still side by side out of turn 1, up the hill they come. Soph on the outside in the papaya orange McLaren there, trying to well, I just said papaya, I need to make my mind up on that one, but Soph Sofa on the outside there, goes wide onto the run-off a little bit, and she loses out there to David and Nobby Bootneck, and Paul Codd's out of the race. Paul Codd's crashed out there. We've got a safety car here on lap 4. Paul Codd out of this one, and unfortunately for him, that is his race done and dusted. Safety car here on lap 4. Bennett leads ahead of Blocker, so Bennett managed to get the move done on Horatio up into the lead. Blocker second, Horatio third, Danny Din and Viper completing the top 5 in the early stages here for the Austrian Grand Prix for the XL OG League here on the Motive Racing YouTube channel. Drop a like on the video, guys, if you like what you see, and we'll see you very shortly on the other side of this safety car period. Guys, we're underway once again. Bennett leads us around here on lap 5 of the race after the safety car period has ended. Lap 7, sorry, even. And we've got Danny Dim running in second place. Derby Bay's got ahead of Blocker. Blocker losing a couple positions down to 7th place there on this restart. Nobby Bootneck there just behind has got Andrew Pittsburgh looking to his inside, coming up towards turn 2. Andrew in the end can't get anything done. Mark Bowes down the inside of Sofa up into 11th place though. Nice done there from the Red Bull. His teammate Paul Codd obviously was the one who triggered the safety car in the first place. But Mark Bowe now all over the back of carts here. No DRS obviously is We're on the first lap of the restart. Down towards turn 3 we come. And Mark Bowe's going to get this done up into 10th. No, Karts halted around the outside. Good braking there from Karts. As Horatio's down the inside of Soph up into 12th place. Bennett, those already opened up a 1.7 second lead out the front. Horatio made the most of the pit window to come into the pits and put a fresh set of softs on. But he's got to make his way through the field here. He's got to cut his way through the pack. And how's he going to be able to do that? Here, I suppose it is an overtaking track. If there ever was going to be a track where overtaking would be easier, it would be around here. But he's got work to do here as a ratio. He needs to really make hay while the sun shines to make use of this of these soft tyres. As we see Mark Bowe coming into the pits to make a pit stop here, getting rid of those hard tyres. He should have done that really under the safety car, but he's doing it better late than never, I guess. As Malky is also into the pits there at the end of lap 7. Bennett though leads by 2 seconds over Danny Din. Viper there running just half a second behind. Danny Din looking to try and get himself into P2 if he can. Danny Din running on the softs. Viper on the mediums. Has got that strategic ace up his sleeve there with the strategy. Sam there running in 4th place on the hard tyres. Has got a train of cars behind him. Darby, M. Harry, Blocker and Andrew Pittsmith has dropped off of these guys a little bit. So it's a 3-way battle. 4th, 5th place. Down the hill towards turn 3 they come. M. Harry was looking, wasn't he, up the inside of Derby Bay. Couldn't get it done. Wasn't quite close enough. Blocker there in 7th place. Right on the heels of these guys. 4 cars here battling over 4th. As now we see Derby Bay looking down the inside of San in towards an outer curve. Can't get it done. San closes the door. But San's really holding this pack of cars up here on those hard tyres. Derby Bay's itching to get ahead of him but can't quite do it. He'll get DRS on the next lap, I would think. So he might be able to do it next time around, but here we go. Looks like he might have to wait for it as he's looking in towards the inside towards the multiple corner. Can't get it done still. Derby Bay still tucking in behind. DRS will be enabled on this lap, so he'll be able to use that rear wing advantage pretty soon. Blocker's got ahead of M. Harry there, up into 6th place. Now Andrew Pittsmith is going to try and get ahead of M. Harry as well. We see Horatio's making a move down the inside of Nobby Bootneck up into turn 1. Nicely done there from the Ferrari. San there just holding on ahead of Derby Bay, but Derby Bay looking to the outside up towards turn 2. Is he going to be able to get this done? They're side by side up towards the braking zone they come. Rear wing wide open there for Derby Bay. Oh, and look at this. Now we got Blocker there down the inside as well. Incredible racing there from the Alpine, just outfoxing. Oh no! Oh, Andrew and San coming together. Andrew and Horatio, sorry. Oh no, it was Andrew and San, sorry. It was Andrew and San coming together there on the exit of turn 2. Is that going to be a safety car? I don't know how they're going to clear that up under the double waved yellows, but the stewards are going to try it. There are cars coming up on the scene. Andrew Pittsmith out of the race here on lap 9. What a shame there for him. The safety car is deployed, so the safety car's coming out for a second time here at the Red Bull Ring. We started off with 18 drivers, we're down to 14. What a shame for Andrew Pittsmith. San saved by the safety car there. Similar to in boxing when you're saved by the bell. Saved by the safety car is definitely a term that I'm starting to grow quite fond of here on the F1 game. But we have got a little bit of rain falling here now, so this is a big moment in this race. The rain is nowhere near falling hard enough to warrant a switch to the inters, but the question is, do these drivers gamble and think, well, safety car's going to be out for a couple of laps yet, maybe by the time we go racing possibly the water would have built up and we could be time for inters? You know, that's a big question. It's nowhere near that point yet, but M. Harry's taking that big gamble switching to the intermediate tyres. Nobby Bootneck, what's he going to do? He's putting a set of inters on as well. San is putting a set of mediums on, so he's playing it safe, but that could potentially become a bit of a hazard later on. But M. Harry and Nobby Bootneck both taking that risk, pulling the trigger, putting those intermediate tyres on. Everybody else for the time being staying out on the slicks, because it is still slick weather to be fair. But saying that, the rain is falling a little bit now, and who knows, by the end of this lap that could all change. We could be seeing a couple more drivers coming in. This has now become a very interesting strategic race here. But lap 10 of 36 guys, we'll be back very shortly for the rest of the race. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Here we are then, guys, lap 12 of 36. The rain has really started to come down, and we've got one driver who's opted to stay out on the medium tyres. In fact, no, two, sorry. Oh, and there's Horatio on the hards. We've got two drivers, Mark Bow and San, on the mediums, and Horatio on the hards. How is this going to play out? This is going to be nuts. You know what? I'm going to ride on board with San. I want to ride on board with San and see what happens on this restart, because that looks to me to be pretty wet out there. I can't see those sick tyres gripping up. But we'll see. I think the Inters are going to have a massive advantage. Look at that. Oh, it's sliding around everywhere. Mark Bow on the mediums has lost out to karts already. What about Horatio? What's he doing? He's being passed left, right and centre. The drivers who switched to the Inters have made the right call here. As we see the drivers on the sticks getting absolutely swamped here at the restart of this race. Harry leads by 1.6 seconds. Has pulled out a bit of a gap to karts here. Mark Bow already falling into the back of the pack, as we can also see San dropping down the order like a stone. Horatio's nearly at the back already. Mark Bow somehow keeping it in P3, but how much longer is he going to be able to hold on to this? As now Nobby Bootneck and Bennett up the inside. Bennett gets ahead of Nobby Bootneck as well, up into third place down the hill towards turn 3. Malky's up into 5th. Mark Bow getting absolutely swamped down towards turn 3. Danny Din gets ahead of Mark Bow. There's Blocker. Oh no, Mark Bow's causing a bit of a mobile chicane at the moment, as we see there. Danny Din, Blocker, Daniel M getting ahead. Soph will be next up on the scene shortly for Mark Bow, but you got Nobby Bootneck there leading this battle for 4th place ahead of Malky, Viper, Danny Din. Blocker getting ahead of Danny Din there up into Louder Curve. Nice move there as Daniel M follows Blocker through, so Danny Din losing a couple of positions. Soph got ahead of Mark Bow up into 10th place there, into the final points paying position. She's the last of this group to make the move on Mark Bow, but Mark's going to have to come in for Inters at the end of this lap. The gamble has not paid off at all. Malky gets ahead of Nobby Bootneck and Viper up the inside as well. Nobby getting pushed out a little bit there, down to P6, as now he's got Blocker all over the back of him, coming out onto the start finish straight here. Blocker though. Oh no, there's a crash there. No, crash between Nobby Bootneck and Blocker. Blocker is out of the race. Yellow flags to the final sector. Another safety car here. Nobby missing his front wing is going to have to come in at the end of this lap, but what a shame there for Blocker, as he got T-boned there and ended up going spearing into the wall on the other side of the track, having been caught on the rear end there by Nobby. And that's a safety car here on lap 14. That'll give Horatio and San a chance to switch to the Inters without too much harm done. Mark Bow's already put the Inters on, so not too much harm to his race relative to what it could have been. I wonder if any of the Inter runners are going to put some new tyres on, seeing as they'll have a couple of lap fresher tyres if they do, or are they just going to carry on and hold track position? I suppose it's up to the drivers on an individual basis as to what they do here. Horatio is staying out on the hard tyres. Okay, well, unless he's got the AI in, I can't see why he's doing that. That seems to me to be a bit of a strange one. But Horatio's staying out for the time being. But we're on a safety car here at the Red Bull Ring. We'll be back in a few moments, guys. Here we are then, guys, lap 16 of 36. We're almost half distance here in the Austrian Grand Prix for the XLOG F1 League on a Wednesday and Sunday. We obviously broadcast the league on a Wednesday night. We're not able to broadcast on a Sunday, but we're always here live and uninterrupted on the Motive Racing channel on these Wednesday nights. If you enjoy these streams, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, join the XL Discord down in the description down below. If you want to join the Motive Racing Discord, also feel free to do that. But it looks like we're racing once again here in Austria, and Harry gets a good bite. Bennett straight up into second place out of carts though. Great stuff from Bennett. Malky in fourth, there's Viper. Daniel M there in sixth, with Soph there in seventh place. Horatio eighth, followed by Danny Din and Mark Bow looking down the inside of Danny as Danny gets a great run coming out of turn one. In fact, look at that, Horatio got absolutely no drive out of turn one, still on those hard tyres. What's he doing? But Derby Bay up into P10, Horatio dropping down the field. There's San Murphy taking the position up, and Nobby down, Nobby up into P12 there. But Harry leads ahead of Bennett. Bennett already hassled him down towards turn 3. Viper's made the move on Malky up into 4th, but Malky's going to try and hold it around the outside of turn 3. And you see there Malky on the left hand side of your screen just squeezing around the outside. Oh, he's wide onto the grass. Viper's going to surely get him here up towards the outer curve. He does get a move done. Viper up into 4th place. Daniel there in 6th place just behind. We've got Soph side by side here with Danny Din and Mark Bow, and Danny Din squeezes around the outside. Soph still trying to hold on over Mark Bow. Oh no, and Soph spins out as she tried to hold on ahead of Mark Bow there. Mark Bow just squeezed around the outside, and Soph down to P12 after that. Derby Bay gets ahead up into 9th place, and Sana into the final points paying position there, but a disaster for Soph. She's down to P13 here on lap 17 of this race. As we go back to the front, we've got Harry leading ahead of Bennett LCFC. These two separated by 0.4 of a second in these pretty wet conditions now. It's very damp out there. We're not near full wets yet, but certainly very slippery at the moment. Harry still holding on to this lead ahead of Bennett LCFC up the hill towards turn 2 they come. Karts there in 3rd has got Viper just under a second behind him. I'm sure that DRS is going to be disabled at this point because it's pretty slippery to say the least. Malky pretty close to the back of Viper here. Up towards turn 2 they come. Can he get the run here out of turn 2 and maybe get that slipstream up towards turn 3, which is first a climb and then you go downhill for the second part. No DRS open this time around. Danny Din's got ahead of Mark Bow up into 7th place. Malky too far back on Viper. Viper's got the run here on Karts actually. Down towards turn 3 they come, but Viper in the end thinks better of that one. Karts though wide on at the exit of turn 3, all over the grass, and Viper's going to pick up another driver there in the same position that he did before. I think his Kart's going to hold it on the inside for louder curve. He's still there. No, Viper gets that done. And Viper, nice move around the outside up into 3rd place. The gap at the front still absolutely nothing here between Harry and Bennett as they're battling it out. Down the hill they come towards the final section of the lap. Almost half distance here. We've had 3 safety cars already as we see Bennett looking down the inside into the penultimate corner. What's going to happen here is they come out onto the start finish straight. Harry still holding on by the skin of his teeth here. Great battle between these two. Mark Bow's got ahead of Danny Din up into 7th place there. So nice move there from Mark Bow as we see Danny Din's into the pits. So is Derby Bay as well. Those two both coming in at the end of lap 18. Malky still on the back of Karts here, 4th and 5th places, but looks as though they're pretty close on the back of Viper as well, as we now see Malky making a move down the inside of Karts. Can he complete this move up the hill towards turn 2? They're still side by side. Karts still there on the outside. He breaks it a little bit later than Malky. Malky's going to have the inside, but Karts, oh, good defence there from Karts, holding it around the outside, and that's going to just allow Daniel to mug Malky on the exit of turn 2 up into 5th place. Good move there, very astute there from Daniel. Had to be right place at the right time. That's given Viper just a little bit of breathing space there in that final podium spot. We've got Harry still out the front, still leading this race by half a second ahead of Bennett LCFC. Malky's still pretty close on the back of this battle for 3rd spot, but they've dropped off of Viper ever so slightly. Mark Bow almost 2 seconds behind this battle now. Derby Bay and Danny Din pretty close as they're coming down towards turn 3, but no dice there for Derby Bay at the moment. Harry still leads by 0.3 of a second as Bennett's still looking all over the back of him here, still hassling the back, still trying to get that move done if he can, but Harry parking his car in all the right places and not allowing any gaps to form. It's the Haas versus the Mercedes, but they're equal performance in this league. The OG League has equal car performance, unlike the Monday League, which has realistic performance, and Bennett LCFC in equal cars, equal machinery is the force to be reckoned with here at XL OG, or indeed XL Racing League altogether. He's also races with us at Motive and is a regular podium finisher on a Friday night at Motive. He's the main man here in the XL League though, as we see Malky down the inside of Karts. Does he get it done up into turn 2? He does, but Karts might get the cut back here. He gets a better exit, and now we've got Daniel involved as well. 3 wide here coming up the hill. Daniel thinks better of that one and backs out of it as Karts is trying to hold it on the inside here of Malky. Great battling between these guys as we see their Karts just squeezing back ahead. He goes deep though once again. very deep into the corner. Malky gets to the cutback and Daniel moves through into 5th place. Mark Bow now looking to try and knock Karts while he's down if he can. Karts defends it to the inside into Lauder curve. Mark Bow's going to get the run here coming through the exit of the corner though, but Karts just about clinging onto that position there, but he's lost out to Malky and Daniel, and we hope he doesn't lose 3 positions in the space of a lap here, as now Mark Bow is absolutely all over the back of him here, coming down towards the final couple of corners of the lap. In the foreground there, Karts really hassling the back of Daniel. That's given Malky just a little bit of a cushion here as they're all coming into the pits here at the end of lap 21. So are they going to put another set of inters on and try and go to the end from here? Bennett is out in front, has got a big lead over M. Harry, and no, the mediums are going on. So they think that the track's dried out enough. I think it might be a bit too early, but we shall see. As let's pull up the lap data here. Let's keep an eye on this as it goes on. M. Harry, Viper, Daniel and Karts all coming in for medium tyres. Malky's put the hards on. What about Danny Din? Does Danny Din put the slicks on as well? This will be a big teller as to what lap times these drivers do here. Danny Din does put the mediums on. What about Bennett? Bennett, obviously the race leader, has got everything to lose here. Will be sure trying to make sure that he gets it spot on with the strategy. He stayed out an extra lap. It is starting to look a bit dry in places, to be fair. Let's have a look at the onboard. Still sliding around a little bit. What does Bennett do at the end of this lap? This is going to be a big teller now. He is coming in. Bennett is coming in, I'm pretty sure. Yep, there he goes. Mark Bow, I'm pretty sure, is going to come in. So it's looking like we are now at the crossover between inters and slicks. So the slick tyres going on pretty much every car. The top 3, Bennett is coming in. So is Mark Bow. M. Harry staying out on the inters. A big gamble here from M. Harry, I guess. Not much to lose, but no, M. Harry's already switched to sorry, M. Harry's already mediums. Oh my, whoa, look at that. That just goes to show I wasn't expecting that. M. Harry, look at the ground he's made in this outlap. He's now well ahead of Bennett. He's now 4 seconds ahead of Bennett. Incredible stuff. Viper put the mediums on a lap earlier. He's now all over Bennett here, but M. Harry now leads this race by over 4 seconds, so he's played it absolutely brilliantly there with the strategy. He's miles ahead of Bennett. So Bennett really lost out there by pitting a lap later. The slick tyres were 4 seconds quicker just on that outlap. And Daniel there is going side by side here with Karts. Karts on the outside, Daniel on the inside here. What's going to happen as they come onto the brakes in towards turn 3? Daniel hugging that curb on the inside and gets that moved up into 4th place. Brilliant stuff there from Daniel. M. Harry's got gap 2. Bennett's coming down as Bennett's come out of the pits on this lap. He's got one lap fresher tyres, should I say. But M. Harry got the benefit of doing that one extra lap on the mediums, which managed to gain him 4 seconds as those inters were overheating on a drying track. Bennett's already pulled out a bit of a gap to Viper here. He's got over a second back to him. Daniel's still got Karts on the back of him here. Half a second between these two. As we've got Danny Din all over the back of Horatio, battling it out over 9th place. Horatio has been on those hard tyres for ages now. And now they're going to start to come back to him, but unfortunately for him, he was too far behind to get track position, so he's just going to have to try and make do on what he's got. But I can't believe he managed to stay out throughout the entirety of that wet stint on one set of hard tyres. That was an incredible feat there from Horatio. Danny Din there running in 10th place just behind Horatio. 3 tenths between these two coming up towards turn 1. Nobby Bootneck has been passed by Derby Bay, so Derby Bay up into 11th place there, up towards turn 1 they come. Good move there from Derby Bay. Soph there running in 13th. We see Danny Din's made the move there on Horatio up towards turn 2, and it's going to make that one stick into the corner there, as Horatio's tyres are probably going to be absolutely shot due to the fact that he was driving them in damp conditions for like about 7 or 8 laps. But M. Harry still leads, is keeping the gap to Bennett LCFC. Bennett's going to have to really work hard to get this win, as M. Harry's played an absolute blinder in the strategy in terms of putting those medium tyres on just at the right time here. Bennett, those still got time on his side. He's still got 13 laps in this race, but M. Harry fastest lap. Did Bennett go quicker on this lap? Let's have a look. No, M. Harry was quicker on that lap than Bennett, just a little bit. So M. Harry the quickest man out on track and the leader of the race. Bennett's pulled out a bit of a gap to Viper since coming out of the pits. Pretty much joined at the hip. He's now got over 3.5 seconds back to the man in the McLaren. Daniel starting to reel in Viper a little bit. He's dragging Karts with him, but Daniel's gapped Karts by about a second over the last couple of laps. You've got Horatio there in 10th place at the moment, 3 tenths behind Danny Din, coming up towards turn 1, trying to come back at Danny Din if he can. Let's see if he can get a good run out of turn 1. He might have a chance with the DRS. Open up towards turn 2. What's going to happen here? The Ferrari here is going to get a good toe, and DRS open. Down the inside goes Horatio. He's going to get this move done on the brakes. Hard tyres versus mediums, but Horatio making it work. Oh, bit of a contact there between the two. Blagging wheels ever so slightly as Horatio muscles his way through up into 9th, but Danny Din will have DRS down this section of the track, down towards turn 3. I think Danny Din's a little bit too far back to get anything done though, and Horatio gets that move up into 9th place very nicely indeed. See Karts now within 8 tenths of Daniel, so these two still running pretty close despite Daniel making that move a couple of laps ago. Karts certainly hasn't given up in that fight for the time being. Derby Bay's now closed up onto the back of Horatio and Danny Din a little bit, only just under a second behind these two who are still squabbling for 9th place. So Derby Bay very much bringing himself into that fight at the moment as the sun is now out here at the Red Bull Ring, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be full dry running from here until the checkered flag. The gap between M. Harry and Bennett staying at around the same, 4 seconds. The thing that Bennett might have a slight advantage with is that M. Harry, as well as having 1 lap older tyres, also was running on a wetter track than Bennett was when he put his medium tyres on, so that could pay dividends for Bennett at the end. It's going to be close, but it's only going to be the marginalist of gains. It's going to be pretty much barely any advantage whatsoever through just that. So I would say M. Harry's still very much, you know, in the box seat at the moment. Bennett's really got to push. It would take a simply monumental effort from Bennett to take this win here at this stage with 4 seconds of a gap and only 12 laps left in this race. Daniel's still keeping Karts at bay, 6 tenths between those two. Danny Din's made the move back on Horatio as they're coming through up towards the outer curve. Derby Bay waiting in the wings, hoping to get involved in this battle, as we see almost tapping Horatio in the back there, coming up through Berger now. But Danny Din back up into 9th place after getting that move done back on Horatio. Horatio's tyres maybe starting to wear off a bit as he did a lot of those laps on those hards in the wet conditions, trying to brave it out and preempt the dry running coming back. But at the moment, Danny Din in that 9th place. Horatio and Derby Bay in hot pursuit out of the last corner, out onto the start finish straight they come. Derby Bay's got the run once again. DRS here on Horatio. Can he get up the inside in towards turn 1? Side by side. Oh, close. Oh no, Derby Bay's lost it out of turn 1, and the front wing comes off, and Horatio there clinging onto that P10. Derby Bay down to P12 there. Nobby gets himself up into 11th, and Derby Bay having an absolute nightmare there. I reckon they'll be able to recover that under double waved yellows. They'll just have to run onto the track quickly, grab that bit of carbon fibre and continue on with the race. They'll have a big gap after Soph comes through in order to get that sorted out. M. Harry though coming out through the last corner to start lap 27, 10 to go. The gap's still just under 4 seconds between M. Harry and Bennett. Karts keeping the gap at around the same to Daniel here as they're coming out of the final corner, about to complete their 26th lap with 10 laps to go. But Karts still keeping Daniel at bay. Obviously made the move a couple of laps ago. Daniel now got DRS down the start finish. He's day late and $1 short there. Oh, that was an ambitious move there. Karts holds it around the outside. Daniel there had to slam the brakes on to avoid going into the side of Karts, and did well. Good reactions in the end. San on the back of Malky here, 7 tenths between these two. San trying to dispatch Malky as quick as he can. We'll have DRS up the hill, and then we'll get another helping of it out of turn 2 down towards turn 3. But the closing speed here will put him very much in striking distance here. We just saw some yellow flags, but they subsided pretty quickly. Derby Bay's in the pits to get that damage repairs on his front wing, as here we go. DRS now open for San down the hill towards turn 3. Can he get this move done? I think he's a little bit too far back to make anything happen here. Onto the brakes they come. Yep, at the moment Malky holds on to that P7. Daniel still running in 5th place, 8 tenths behind Karts, but looks like Karts bought a bit of breathing space over the course of this lap. San there still running just behind Malky here, half a second between them as they're coming up through Berger Curve. Horatio's dropped off at the back of Danny Din over the last couple of laps here, 2.3 between these two. I wonder if Horatio's got a bit of damage after that collision with Derby Bay. Who knows at this point, but Derby Bay has lost out to Soph and is now in 13th place here in this race. Daniel's still on the back of Karts here, still trying to get back on terms here, and we'll have DRS up the hill, but lost a bit of time out of turn 1 there. Didn't get such a great run out of the first corner. May get another help in if he can keep himself in range coming out of turn 2. He'll get that DRS again coming up the hill. Oh, bit of a tap in the rear there from Daniel on Karts. But here we go once again. The DRS advantage may pay dividends here, but I think he just lost a bit too much time coming out of turn 2 there, and it's too far back down the hill. Karts still holding on to that 4th place. Malky there still keeping San at bay just about, but San with DRS coming down towards turn 3. He's going to go for the move up up the inside, a late feint there, and actually gets the switch back there beautifully, the Ferrari, but Malky just holding it around the outside there. Good on the brakes from Malky, and keeping on to that 7th place, still just about here ahead of San, but some good battling here between these guys, as now we see Karts has managed to put a 1.7 second gap to Daniel. They're still reeling in Viper here, so both of these two in contention for a podium, as Viper there in the foreground just coming over the line, about to start the 29th lap of the race. Mark Bowe's picked up a 3-second time penalty for track limits, I think, because we see Daniel losing out to Mark Bowe there. Daniel in the pits. Is he going to put soft tyres on, take a bit of a gamble, have the pace towards the end, and oh no, he's lost his front wing. Oh, I didn't see that there. That would explain why Daniel lost a bit of time there to Karts. He's now has to change his front wing there. He's off and on his way, but that will have cost him major points here in this race. Just going to quickly take this. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I just have to urgently take that call, but San is up into 5th ahead of Malky, and Bennett, what has happened to Bennett? Bennett has come into the pits. So Bennett has pitted for soft tyres here with just 4 laps left in this race. What is going on there? I don't know. But he's just pitted himself out of a chance to win. And M. Harry now, with a golden opportunity to just see this one out, just putting a lap there on what appears to be his teammate. Is that Nobby? No, it's not Nobby. It's sorry, it's not even a Haas, is it? It's an Alpha. It's Derby Bay. So Derby Bay actually getting back ahead of M. Harry. M. Harry getting unlapped there. Bit of a strange one. But he's just got to bring it around these last 4 laps here. So M. Harry's very much in control of this race. San's just got ahead of Malky up into 5th place by the looks of it. So yep, he's got that one done, as now we see San looking back to the outside of Malky up towards turn 2. Oh, he's going to get a good run here, and the Ferrari gets much better traction out of the corner and breezes past the Aston up towards turn 3 they come, and that is the move done there for San. Daniel there's got ahead of Horatio on the exit of turn 2 up into 9th place. Soph's out of the race. She's DNF'd here, and we've got a safety car in the closing stages of the race. Oh, imagine if you're M. Harry at this point. What must you be going through if you're M. Harry? You're leading the race by 12 seconds. You got the same tyres on as the guys just behind you. Oh man, I'm just feeling this from his perspective right now. This is going to be a headache that he doesn't need unless we go safety car all the way to the checkered flag, but I don't think that's going to happen. I reckon it'll be safety car to the end of lap 35, and then what we're going to have is we're going to have a 1 lap dash to the finish. He's going to have soft tyre runners queuing up behind him on that last lap. Harry still in the box seat here, had a big lead before this safety car period, but that's just not going to be what he needs at this point. Bennett will move up into P6 on fresh softs. Something tells me Bennett knew we were going to have a safety car at the end here. I'm sorry, but like, I hate to be the conspiracy theorist, but why does he pit himself off of the podium for soft tyres and then suddenly there's a safety car? Well, nevertheless, he's not going to have enough time to get anything done because the safety car is going to be out until at least lap 35. By that point, it's going to be a 1 lap dash, so he'll have 5 places to make up. Simply not going to happen. The race that Harry is in, is it a free pit stop? With Viper coming in towards the final couple of corners. Obviously they're on Delta, down to the fact the safety car's been deployed. But Harry there into the box. Where is Viper? Viper's out in the last corner now. Harry's off and away, so Viper picks up P1. Viper takes track position. Harry on fresh softs will have the rubber. But what if we are safety car to the end of the race? If we're safety car to the end of this race, Viper could have just been gifted the win. Thing is, right, one lap of racing should be enough for Harry to get ahead of Viper. Seeing as he's on fresh soft tyres compared to Viper on reasonably worn out mediums, 1 lap should be enough for Harry to take that lead back. But what if we don't get another racing lap? What if the safety car goes all the way to the checkered flag? Harry's going to be hoping and praying that this safety car subsides before we get to the flag here. But it's Viper who leads ahead of Harry at the moment. Kart's there running in 3rd, ahead of Danny Din in 4th, followed by Mark Bow, Bennett there in 6th. Daniel M 7th here with San 8th, Malky 9th, followed by Horatio in 10th. Safety car is in this lap, so that's good news. We're going to get 2 laps of racing here. So the race control there calling the bluffs of the guys who were messing about a little bit there in the pits. And we're going to get some racing very shortly here, ladies and gentlemen. So it's going to be a tense run to the flag. I imagine Harry won't take too much time dispatching Viper for the lead. But the thing about now is that Harry did have a 12 or 13 second lead out the front. Now he's got karts right behind him on fresh soft tyres in exactly the same situation as he is. He's got Mark Bow and Bennett also on reasonably fresh rubber. And Bennett will be able to pick these drivers off in front of him as he's now right on the back of him. Here we go then. We're underway once again. 2 laps left to go here at the Red Bull Ring for the Austrian Grand Prix, for the XL OG F1 League on the PlayStation 4 and 5 on the Codemasters Formula 1 game. Out of turn 1 we come. Viper leads, but Harry all over the back of him up towards turn 2 they come. Much fresher tyres here for Harry. We're looking to the outside. Viper defends the inside line in towards the corner. Harry's going to have to get it around the long way here as Viper just defends that inside line, covers it off, and Harry's going to get the cut back here out of turn 2. This is going to be a great run here all the way down this straight towards the 3rd turn of the track here, as now we see Harry pulling out to the outside. No DRS available here on the restart, as now he looks to the outside, goes a little bit deep into the corner, but he gets the move done around the outside. Oh, he gets a little bit onto the grass there though. Viper still holding it around the outside up towards now the curve. They're side by side here, but Harry gets the move done back up into the lead of the race, and there's been an incident behind them. Mark Bow and Bennett both out of the race. Looks like they may have had a collision. Mark Bow, Bennett and Derby Bay all crashing out here on the restart, so they must have tripped over each other. A 3-car pile up here with a lap and a half left to go in this race. Harry leads ahead of Viper. Kart's there in 3rd ahead of Danny Din. Daniel is all over the back of Danny Din, trying to pressure Danny for that 4th place. You've got Sand there in 6th ahead of Malky, Horatio and Nobby Bootneck, the last driver still running here in this race. We're down to 9 drivers here on the final part of this race. Harry and Viper fighting it out on the final lap here, as we see a lap car there coming out of the pits. That was Sand there coming out of the pits there just by the leaders, or was it I don't know, to be fair, I don't know who it was. That was Nobby. It must have been Nobby. Can't have been Sand because he's only a couple of seconds behind the leaders, but Harry leads ahead of Karts by 1.5 seconds here as we're on to the final lap of the race. It must have been heart in mouth time here for this man as he saw the safety car come out. He must have thought his win could be slipping away from him as his lead was sized down from 12 seconds down to virtually nothing with a pack of fresh soft runners behind him, but he's managed to get ahead of Viper. Karts has followed him through, but I think that Karts' charge is a day late and a dollar short here. Harry's just got to bring it around these final few corners. Viper, a well-deserved podium, took a gamble staying out in the medium tyres. It hasn't paid off. Harry and Karts breezed past him like he wasn't even there. But Harry coming in towards the final corner here in Austria at the Red Bull Ring. It's going to be a victory for Harry here in the OG League at Excel. What a great win from Harry. Karts comes over second place. Viper completes the podium. Danny Din finishes in fourth ahead of Daniel M. But Danny Din gets onto the podium because of Viper's penalty. Daniel M classified in fourth place. Viper fifth, followed by Horatio sixth. San finishes the race in seventh, and Malky's going to cross over the line in eighth place. There he is now. Nobby Bootneck finishes in ninth. He will be coming through the final part of the lap pretty shortly. He's just coming around the final half a lap. He's a long way behind due to that late pit stop. But Harry, what a drive. Well done. Seems to have that race won from a long way out, and then it was all called into question when he had to come in for that late pit stop. Viper took the gamble to stay out on worn out medium tyres. Harry dispatched him within a few corners and got himself into the lead of the race, and Karts followed him through into second place. Viper in the end dropping off for the podium with that penalty, was for third on the track but loses out due to the penalty. Harry, your race winner. Karts and Danny Din completing the podium. Nobby Bootneck has just crossed the line to complete the race. He's the last of 9 finishes here. We started with 18 and then there were 9 here at Excel for the Austrian Grand Prix. What a race, what a night. Great action to watch here. If you want to join the Excel Racing League, join the Discord server in the description down below. Get yourselves involved in some of the action. We're going to get off. Thanks ever so much to the guys who liked the video. If you're watching this back, if you're one of the drivers who are racing in this race, then subscribe, show your family, show your friends what you're getting up to on a Wednesday night. And we will see you in the next one, guys. Have a great evening. See you later.